Hello, good evening, and welcome back to Disco Elysium, where I am playing through a very dystopian murder mystery of sorts. And as usual this week, I will be picking up exactly where I left off last week. Which is standing right in front of this mysterious door that I may or may not have just acquired the keys to. So, that is the very first thing tonight, finding out. See a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. Try the key, the workshop spare key that I just found last week, on the door. The key fits the dimple lock. It takes a bit of effort to turn it after all these years, but then the lock clicks. Perception smell success. The darkness before you smells like engine grease and cut wood. And what do we have here? Savoir-faire. Master investigator. You just can't keep yourself away from locked and hidden places, can you? What do you mean? It's my duty as a cop to investigate every square inch of this world. Hey, I'm not some sort of a peeper. Now, savoir-faire, what do you mean? Explain yourself further, please. Nothing, you're right. Get in there, deep, invade every personal space, break every lock. I'm just browsing. It's my duty as a cop to investigate every square inch, or hey, I'm not... It's my duty. The Jamrock Shuffle. Savoir-faire, attaboy, the world's secrets were made for you. They wait patiently for you to uncover them. So that's yet another thought that I've just gained. What do we have going on here? Well, beyond the Kingdom of Conscience, which I do really want to get started, what is this Jamrock Shuffle? Temporary research bonus of -1 esprit de corps for confusing behavior. By now, it's clear you like to look inside containers. You like to open doors and see what's behind them. Maybe secrets? Maybe more juicy containers? Let's be honest, you like all containers. Trash cans, utensil trays, manholes, coat pockets, secret containers left behind by the Philippine kings that hold forbidden relics. Okay, you haven't come across one of those yet, but one day. Wait, is that why you're so hell-bent on opening containers? Do you think you'll find the Holy Scepter and the Orbe de Montaigne? Okay, I'm pretty sure I actually have 2 points kicking around. So, let's get some thoughts started, shall we? Now, this one is most important to me at the moment. So we'll start internalizing that one. And oh yeah, and we're going to start internalizing the Jamrock Shuffle as well at the same time, because what am I if not a multitasker? Okay, Jamrock Shuffle and Kingdom of Conscience are a go. And if I do it like that, they're both running, I hope. Excellent. We're off to a roaring start. Let's save. Just in case. As I just freshly restarted my computer before starting this stream, unfortunately not entirely by my own choice, but why push things? That's the question. Oh, Kim's gotten bored. He's rereading his notes. Let's, ha 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 ha. Kim, you're standing in the way. I want to go through the door. Oh yes. Oh yes, oh yes. This pinball says Franco-Canarian. The theme is horses and swords. This pinball is white Diora. The black glass shows a female figure in mourning. And that has started up another thing. Interfacing. All these mesmerizing machines just waiting to be plugged back in and played. Run your finger across the dust of the white Diora machine or discard the thought. No, let's follow this. Let's see where it goes. Run my finger through the dust. Gross. Well, not gross. Dirty. Feels like it might jump back to life at any moment, lights illuminating the white-robed woman. What's white Diora? How about we fire up one of these bad boys up and play some ball, or let's move on, Zen. What's white Diora? Kim, some kind of... He looks around, thinking, inane pinball theme, probably related to Messina during the DeLorean age. The history themes are the worst. I sense Kim is not a fan of pinball. Encyclopedia success. Diaro is one of the 3 crown cities of the DeLorean era on the Mundi Isola, the others being Rea Silvia and Parasit. This theme is all about early airships and beautiful, sad, pearl-laden women. It's quite nice, actually. Empathy success. The Lieutenant grimaces, looking at the machines. Hey, look at that, a new one. Sounds like exactly what I said. Sounds like you don't enjoy pinball, Kim. Kim, no, I love it. I love pinball. Who doesn't love pinball? Let's move on. Far away from these machines. Drama. He doesn't. He lies. He lies like a rug. What about that other one, the Franco-Canarian ball? Want to play that? I know I'm not pronouncing that with as many syllables as it's supposed to have, but... no. I'm gonna ask if we can fire one up just to see what his answer is. You can't fire them up. They're broken. Only that one machine in the main hall works. The Royalist pinball. He looks away. Half-Light success. What a dumb name. Royalist pinball. If they weren't broken, he would kick one of the machines about now. Encyclopedia challenge. Think. Kim Kitsuragi. Kim Kitsuragi. 92% chance. Oh, let's try rolling it. First roll of the evening. Success. Kim Pinball Kitsuragi. Kim Pinball Kitsuragi, aka Kimball. Exactly. That's what he's known as. His reputation precedes him. Precedes him, not proceeds. Words are important. You're Kim Pinball Kitsuragi? Hey, Kimball. I'm not going to talk to him about that? Oh, I'm going to talk to him about that, but which one? Kimball. Hello, Felix. Good evening. How goes? What? He says. You're Kim Pinball Kitsuragi, you are. So now he remembers. He looks at you in the silence of the workshop, then takes his glasses off and cleans them. Fine, I'm Kim Pinball Kitsuragi. He puts them back on, aka the Kimball. You remembered. Congratulations. Wait, but I still can't remember anything else, or you don't seem to really like pinball. You don't seem to really like it, though. No human being should. It's a game that requires no skill and a childlike affinity to flashing lights, and to fantastic science fiction and historic romance franchises. It is lame. Then why are you called Pinball, Kim? I'm not called Pinball. It was used to taunt me a long time ago, before I became a homicide detective and got my lieutenancy. How did you... He puts his glasses back on. Fine, I was a juvenile police officer for about 15 years. It's how I started out in the RCM. Once I had to infiltrate a pinball ring, as you do when you're a juvie cop. Lame or okay? Well, definitely okay. It was not okay. I needed to become a pinball champion. He shudders. I trained for 9 months. The job was successful, and I was moved out of the juvenile wing to homicide. That's quite a jump. End of story. You were a juvie cop for 15 years? That time is over now. He looks at the pinball machine and breathes in. I was already a 38-year-old man. It was unbecoming, as was playing pinball. Wait, so that's why you didn't talk to Kuno? I'm gonna call you Pinball now. I'm going to call you Kimball now. Don't worry, I'll keep calling you Kim. You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi to me. That's why you didn't want to talk to Kuno. It's best if you handle the juvenile delinquents, he nods. Don't worry, I'll keep calling you Kim. Lieutenant Kitsuragi is good too. He nods. Now, we really need to continue our sweep of what appears to be a secret path through the whirling. Hello, Loppy. Thank you for the lurk. Alright. Secret paths. Secret paths! A note. NB, the spare key is tied to the bush outside the corner room window. Well, that would have been good to know before I spent all those points in perception. Also, why would you lock the note inside the place where the key is to? Okay, what is this? Ah! Monetary gains. And that appears to be everything in this room, so we'll save and continue. An elevator. The small elevator is dimly lit by a bulb that's been glowing for ages. The latticed cage is open, inviting you to step inside. Look in. Smells of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up against the ceiling. There's a control panel to your right, and just enough room for 2 people to fit in. Perception sight success. The maintenance card under the control panel reads, Last maintenance, 10 July 88. Look at the elevator controls. It says the last maintenance was in '88. I wonder what this elevator was used for. Close the doors and go up, or just leave. It says the last maintenance was in '88, Kim. That it does. The lieutenant peeks in. I say, let's brave it. I like you, Kim. I like you better and better the more time I spend with you. This elevator was last maintained in the future? Or '88, this elevator was maintained a long time ago. Long time ago. I'm not stupid, I'm just amnesiac. At the end of the last century, he nods. Look on the bright side. If it fails, we will only sustain minor injuries. I'm talking 3, maybe 4 months in the hospital. Maximum 5. That is the bright side, Kim. Yes, thank you. All right. Rhetoric success. It appears his whole enthusiasm is sarcastic. Oh, Kim. I wonder what this elevator was used for. Seems like a small freight elevator for transporting machinery. For that, it's pretty quaint. He taps on the guttering light bulb. It's golden in the dark. Well, let's look at the controls. There are large rectangular buttons, monter, descendre, and an international call for emergency assistance. The third one appears to be broken. Of course it would be. Encyclopedia success. A small steel plaque reads Halter 800. Halter is a consignor lift company who went out of business a long, long time ago. We're going up, Kim. Okay, so this is a complete sidetrack from what I had intended to do next after. But I really can't complain. This game is this is sidetrack the game, honestly. Alright, what have we here? Small windows taped shut with black plastic. You can't see outside. Boxes of tools and replacement parts line the shelves. Schematics for a pinball machine, futurism themed. The pinball machine is being taken apart and gutted. Logic. So this is where they brought faulty pinball machines to fix them up a long time ago. Everything is covered with dust now, except the lights are still on. Kim, the lieutenant looks around the dusty, crowded room, inspecting the tools on the shelf. Looks like they gave up on fixing the pinball machines at some point. This used to be a pinball workshop, or not interested, discard the thought. This used to be a pinball workshop. Looks like it. I'm guessing Matinee's North 22 used to be a pinball arcade before it became a hostel. There are machines left over. He taps his foot. Perception, hearing, a creak, some dust falls off a shelf. Downstairs in the hall, next to the main door, one of them even works. I've seen one of the Hardys bang away at it. Inland Empire success, but then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection. Looks like they gave up on fixing the pinball machines at some point, or could this mean the Whirling in Rags really is part of the doomed commercial area? Looks like they gave up at some point. At some point 20 years ago? 15 maybe, before pinball went out of vogue. Could this mean? If that's true, then our cafeteria manager is not going to like it. He looks around. We should tell him what we found up here, omitting that suspicion. He does not appear to be the kind of man who likes his establishment to be part of a neighborhood ghost story about bankruptcy. Logic success. Stupid superstition, but still, it would be interesting to see what the cafeteria manager thinks of this. It would. And frankly, I enjoy getting under that man's skin, so we'll finish off that thought. Okay, and I should probably have a look here. The Doomed Hostel. The question yet to be totally answered, is Whirling in Rags a part of the doomed commercial area? Talk to Gart about this, see what he thinks. Yeah, get the whole story from Titus. Hardy and the boys know the whole story. It'll be difficult to get it out of him. Okay, I have to confront Kashi upstairs. Explore the Whirling's secret passages. There are strange doors in the Whirling. No one knows where they lead. Find a way in and see what's hidden there in the hostel cafeteria's forgotten corners. Uncover the secrets. I'm trying. I'm working on it. Secrets will be mine. Footprints. Footy prints. I definitely see footprints there. But I also think that perhaps let's equip the flashlight and see if we see anything else. Oh, we definitely see the footprints. And over here, it's a wall, not a passageway that was in darkness. Okay. I think the cabinet first, then the footprints. Pinball maker's coat. Okay. This dusty old coat used to belong to someone called M. Niflox. The name is stitched into the silk lining. It smells of moths and ancient engine grease, but fits you perfectly. A strange, lonely emotion fills you when you tighten the belt around your waist. This one gives +1 empathy, Monsieur Niflox blues, and +1 hand-eye coordination, apparently. Versus the jacket that I have on that gives me esprit de corps and shivers, which I enjoy, so I'm actually going to keep that on. Alright. Footprints. F5. Then footprints. Footprints in the dust. You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust covering the workshop floor. Kim. Jackpot. The lieutenant takes out his notebook. These, unlike everything else here, are new. Someone's been here within the last week or two. Let's have a closer look then. Or let's move on. Well, I'm definitely not moving on. Well, let's have a closer look. Footprints. Large prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than Vamp. The soles have left a pattern, uniform horizontal lines. Perception sight success. One person has been here. They've gone back and forth. The tips point both ways. Encyclopedia success. This print is unlike one left by a regular worker boot. It's not a brand sole with logos on it. It seems custom-made or old-fashioned. The prints look like one person went back and forth. This print doesn't look like the odd-soled print we found at the hanging, Kim. This doesn't look like the worker's boots from the hanging, does it? Or get up. Okay, this prints look like one person went back and forth. Between that, he points to the elevator doors in the corner, and that, he points to the barred door. It doesn't look like the odd-soled print. No, it doesn't look like the worker's boots. No, these little horizontal lines are different. They look custom-made to me, or some kind of foreign print? Hard to say. Still a boot, though. It doesn't look like the odd-soled print we found either. He inspects the tracks closer. The size looks about the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but they could be the same person. Interesting. Alright. Decrouch. Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the workshop floor. Someone's been here. 3 weeks maximum from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week, too. You know, officer. He looks at you. Empathy success. This is so good it makes him forget the whole Kimball memory. Well, that's good. Alright, that completes the Explore the Whirling Secret Passages, interestingly enough. It was a stereo investigation after all. It has now converged with our main investigation, adding a new fact to consider. Oh, that has opened up. Okay, what does this mean? It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route behind Clash's room in the recent weeks. This may prove to be significant. Yes, considering that the gentleman was shot in her room. And isn't it interesting that she didn't tell us about that part? That was very helpful indeed. Okay, and we'll just... Yep. Completed that one. Alright, back to the active. Did I save? Who knows? Let's save again, just in case. Now, what is this? There's a tiny hole in the wall. You see a bedroom on the other side. A tiny hole, like what a bullet might make. Electrochemistry. You can almost see the shape of a man and a woman writhing inside, bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens. Bottles lie around everywhere. I think I can see into Clash's bedroom from here. What were those people doing in there? Or finish the thought. I think I can see into Clash's room here. I know I'm not pronouncing her name right. I just, I'm very embarrassed. Kim. He leans closer to inspect the peephole. You can barely see through. Better not to jump to sensationalist conclusions here. The footprints on the floor, however, he points to the marks nearby on the floor, definitely suspicious. I'm not going to go with number 2, so let's finish that thought. And yes, this is the door that I couldn't go through before. Can I go through it from this side? This is the inside of the barred door you've seen before on the balcony that Clashy hangs out on. So what's on the other side? Unbar the door, let the door remain barred. Let's ask the obvious question, just to ask it. Unless we veered off into a folded M dimension, I'm expecting to step out onto the roof. We could ask Clashy about this route, see how she reacts. Conceptualization success. Folded M Dimension, a reference to the popular science fiction series In System. Look who's in a good mood suddenly and reads science fiction. Unbar the door. Okay. Step through the door. And now we're probably going to have a really long loading sequence because the entire of outside is all one thing as far as this game is concerned. So I definitely think that this is involved with the murder. In fact, the bullet was left in the victim's skull. And presumably the shot broke the window. So it came from outside, but also somebody was monitoring whether or not our murder victim and our class U were in their room at any given point in time. So this now elevates to another level of conspiracy, since we've already had one level of conspiracy with covering up the murder by pretending it was a different murder. But we also have the conspiracy to commit murder. Everything just keeps getting more complicated. Hello, Class G. We're going to save. And I wanted to talk to you anyway. I have some very pertinent questions about why you wouldn't tell me things. I'm going to shine a flashlight in your face the entire time.
It's always good to see you.
She cracks a weary smile, leaning back against the railing. Empathy success. Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come. Okay, and we have opened up a new one of the Hardy Boys told us what really happened, we hope. Unless they are continuing to lie. They're probably continuing to lie, but hopefully there's a grain of truth in there somewhere. Hardy Boys told us things. I understand. She puts her coffee mug on the table. Composure, success. Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight. You don't look surprised. You were expecting this. You sent us on a runaround. You lied to us, miss. Chill, I'm the cool cop, remember? Not that last one. You were expecting this. I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police. She winces. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time. Are you, though? Are you really? Rhetoric success. This is good. Clear the air first, between you two, then move on to questions. Volition success. Is it? Something is off here. Rhetoric. Shush, I can't hear what she's saying. Oh, please don't argue. Please, voices in my head, don't argue with each other. Kim, if you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time? Glass, because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. She looks at her feet. Out of the shit I'd gotten into. That's not a good enough reason, or cool. I'm satisfied with this explanation. No, I'm not satisfied with this explanation. That's not good enough. You're right, there's more. More? You answer to the coalition government, and, by extension, the moral intern. She reaches for a new cigarette. Reaction speed success? Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again. Visual calculus success. A grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the horizon, golden gray in the noon light. What lies beyond it, or never mind? What lies beyond it? The pale, the Mundi Isola, the Occident, and then Orangi, the old, old world. Is that why you're looking over your shoulder? You're afraid of the moral intern? What's the RCM involvement with the moral intern got to do with this? Or the RCM isn't the lapdog of the moral intern, you don't have to worry. Is that why you're looking over your shoulder? She nods. You share a database with them. You send people to their courts. She lights the cigarette. What is going on? What did you do? Just business, but bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will... Kim, what happens if they do? They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill. I got 10 experience for that. There's a wince and a pained little smile. Well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me. Conceptualization success. Fucked? People after her? Moral intern people? This isn't Orange's lit. Logic success. Actually, this murder did have a little to do with her. You said you studied Orange's lit. What is this fugitive stuff? What did you do to have these people after you? What happened here the night he died? Why did you call the cops if you're hiding? When was the window changed? Point to it. What happened here the night he died? We were there. She points to the window. The silhouette of the bed is visible. Together. In bed, I mean. Tell me exactly what happened. Okay. She takes a deep breath. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. She breathes out. A moment's silence. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open, dumb. I could... Composure success. Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together and says it. I knew he was dead before he fell down on top of me. Then what happened? Or you don't have to continue if you don't want to. No, I've had enough I've had enough of her playing the tune on this one. What happened? He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. She points through the window. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. There's a long pause. She just stands there, her arms at her sides. I waited for the second shot to come, for me. I thought there would be one. It never came. Perception, sight, success. She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails. Your cigarette, miss? I'm sorry this happened to you. Are you sure you're not making this up? Shake your head, that's a motherfucker. Or just nod, we're going to need more details. Going to need more details. She looks down with a wince. Her cigarette has singed her fingers. She throws it away and immediately proceeds to light another one. Kim, what time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible. 11:30 to 12:15? I don't know the exact time. Around midnight. Kim, that's okay. He makes a note. Were you inebriated? Lassie, not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking. Reaction speed, success? Wait, Titus said she was gurning her jaw off. Much more than usual. Titus said you look pretty high, or it doesn't matter, better not to mention it. No, let's say what, let's tell her what he said. Titus said you look pretty high. Oh yeah, she tilts her head. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head. Kim, did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this? No. What did you do then? Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room, downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there. When it happened, did you hear a gunshot? Or what happened when you ran downstairs? Did you kill Lily? When it happened, did you hear a gunshot? When he was shot? She thinks. I may have, I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding. Perception, hearing, success. The gunshot wasn't that loud? This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot. All right. What happened after you ran downstairs? Sylvie was tending the bar. She looks down. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. She pauses. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong. We have a name! We have a name. The lady driver's name is possibly Ruby. Reaction speed, success. Ruby? Before we continue, who is Ruby? Okay, let's go on. What then? Nope, before we continue, Ruby. Let's follow this line. Ruby, you know, the leader. Titus isn't the leader. Kim, the leader of what? Classy, the Hardy Boys, she says as if it's self-evident. I thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys. Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer. Kim, would you say she's the, he looks at you, 8th Hardy Boy? Classy, why not? Alright, let's go on. What then? Haha, we've got a name, we've got some more information. We know the reason why Titus is so vigorously protecting this woman. Not this one, the Ruby. Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright. Perception, sight, success. To mislead you, they were tampering with the body. Kim, to produce lividity, matching a hanging? Yes. Kim, we completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death? About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what it does. She looked at the ground, then raises her light brown eyes to meet yours. Then what should you do? Or that's enough? I had another question. Nope. Then what? Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lily in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do, make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would. What did you do while they were hanging him? Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while, that we should lay low or something, so I did. This Ruby, where's this Ruby now? Oh, goody, a new task on Titus. I'm gonna wait until I get my points of threatening back before that. I don't know. I haven't seen her since. Kim, we will need to take this question to the Hardy boys again. Logic success. Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later. What did you do to have these people after you? It's not nice, but it's not illegal, not here in Rivacol, or even in Orangi. Kim, what exactly did you do? I want to know. Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company, the kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers. 2 decades worth of accounting. Oh, wow. Kim, I need the names of the companies involved, and who hired you. He taps on his notebook. The job was Elysium County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Luscap conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them. As to who hired me for the job, I don't know, but they're after me too, along with Luscap and their friends in the MI. She breathes out heavily. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive. Hello, Mia. Good evening. I'm doing fairly well. Just investigating a murder that, yeah, we've gone to corporate espionage now in this course of this murder mystery. I think we're just going to cover every possible base in the course of it. Oh, thank you. Let's see. Encyclopedia success. Luscap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airberg, and the popular Papa Lolo line of dairy products. They are... I am not always on the roof, but this young lady that I'm talking to just seems to spend all day, every day up here just smoking and drinking coffee. It appears to be the only thing that she does at this point. Let's see. Papalolo? I'm sure there are people who have done much worse than that. Serves them right. When I am king, this savings bank will be the first against the wall. You're right, this is bad. You've destroyed what people have built. Or that's a lot of shit you've gotten yourself into. Someone tell her mom to bring a sweater. I'm not certain she has a mom to bring her a sweater at this point. You know what? I'm sure there are people who've done worse. Like murdering a guy. Yeah. Sure, I'm not a war criminal, but it was bad. People lost their jobs. Good people, too, not just C-suite. She shakes her head at the thought. A lot of people got hurt, she concludes. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder. Well, that's opened up some things. Could the people after you have killed him? That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break. And? I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone. She looks at her cigarette. Hello, Mr. RPG. Well, I'm investigating a murder mystery, a very, very complicated one. My character is the one standing in the middle of the screen, holding the yellow bag and the flashlight. The young lady in the picture here, the one I'm talking to, was very, very present at the actual murder, and then helped cover it up. Alright. So they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me. I am not the murderer. I am one of the two cops who is investigating the murder. I don't know who the murderer is yet, but it's definitely not me. I wasn't even here. Okay, but maybe it did. It probably didn't. Either way, something to consider. Something to consider. Remain off balance for lying to me repeatedly. Kim, we can go after Luskap. Not yet. There are other saner leads. Yes. This one speaking here, this is Kim, who is my temporary partner. The area that we're in falls in a gray area as far as the police departments are concerned, as close as the police gets, because this is a dystopian universe. The department that Kim works for and the department that my character, who can't remember his own name, works for, can't agree on which one of them has to look after this place, so both of them have been ignoring it for years. Then this call came in about a murder having been committed, and they couldn't decide whose jurisdiction it was, so each department sent one detective. Alright, saner leads, yes. I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there. Alright. Yes, this is a dystopia that is very much based on, well, much more current events. But yeah, this is one that this is a future where the world had a revolution and it failed. All right. When was the window changed? Last week. Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it. She takes a drag. Visual calculus success. You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there. In her bedroom? Inside? Or not now? In her bedroom? Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye. I'd already noticed that that window pane was new, but sure, I'll do that. Alright, why did you call the cops if you were in hiding? Because I'm an idiot. The answer comes fast. Reaction speed success, which is an indicator of truth. Yeah, she left him hanging there for nearly a week, and then unable to stand the sight of his body because it's actually in a tree that's just off the edge of the roof that we're stalking on here, she called the cops and reported the hanging as a murder. And that's why we're here. Things just keep getting more complicated in this plot. Okay, logic success. Idiot, she's nothing of the sort. So you would have us believe, but you're not. I don't think so. Why did you do it? Or I'm not going to disagree with you. I don't think so. Why? Casti, you have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him. Yes, there is a boy who's been throwing stones at the corpse the entire week as well. This area of the city is just... Composure success. Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob once. Just one time. He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud, thud. She shakes her head. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Rivacall. Drama success. She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That's impossible. Yes, thank you, Drama. Okay. I'm not going to ask the 2 questions that I haven't asked. Because I think their answers are pretty much covered by the answers that I have already gotten. So, for now, we're done. She nods silently. She doesn't even smoke, just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands. Kim, Lieutenant glances at you, then at the door. Rhetoric success. He's thinking, are we done here, or... Oh boy, we have a legendary level drama challenge. In God's name, wake up! Which has a 42% chance. Let's go. Cross your fingers. 42%. Failure. But we are awake, sire. She is being forthcoming with sordid details women usually conceal, most shocking details of the sexual kind. We are bulwark unbreached. If you have doubts, just give us one example of deceit. Just one, and we will gladly change our minds. How close did we come? Oh, wow. We were quite a bit off. Just a proposition. Could the lurid explicitness conceal something less sensational but more illegal? Or, I got nothing. You're right, wise counsel. It's silly of me to imply she lied. Just a proposition, drama. You useless sack of whatever you are. Who is this personhood picking these seditious options? Can't you see the detective grows weary of your malcontent? Stop staring at her eyes and say something pertinent to the case. This is making you look like an amateur. Volition success. It looks like this one's not waking up. You'll have to do it without pushing her further, at least for now. Oh, do I dare put more points in my drama? I've been having some issues with it. Let's return to this later. You know, we were going to ask her about the door. Why was there not an option on that? Oh, okay, let's have a look here. My drama is 6. My drama likes to butt in and say things that are absolutely not useful to the situation that I'm standing in. The only thing useful that it ever does is that occasionally it pipes up to tell me that someone is lying or absolutely not lying. Everything else that it has done or said has just been completely out of left field and not something that I was able to make use of. But the thing is that my drama is already 6, which, as you can see by looking at my field, is pretty high. I don't know. What does info have to say? Cool for undercover cops, thespians of the stage and psychopaths. Drama urges you to treat the world as a stage, and on it to perform. It enables you to lie, to concoct the most elaborate and wonderful stories, to take on ingenious personas and perform acts of stagecraft in an entertaining amalgam of farbies and deceit. As well, it enables you to see through would-be actors and their false antics. If they lie, you'll know immediately. At high levels, drama may render you an insufferable thespian, one prone to hysterics and bouts of paranoia. For to know the world is a stage is to know that truth is a vanity. However, with low drama, you cannot lie, or discern when others lie. And a cop who can't do either is a cop who's soon going to be lying 6 feet under. So, I don't really know that I want to raise my drama, but I will make a note in the notebook that I have a apparently important drama check, just in case I find some clothing or something that raises drama, because clothing does that here. Okay. Drama check on the Disco Queen. Alright. New note in the notebook. We'll just leave our stat points alone for now. Alright. Let's go out through her bedroom. That seems like a good plan. So let's save and head inside. I'm a little paranoid about the quick saves and all that sort of thing because for whatever reason this game doesn't always like the transitions and will very occasionally crash when I'm changing from one location to another. And since the conversation trees are huge, I don't really want to lose progress because of a crash. Okay, so now we are inside. And yes, I'm saving again. And let's see if we get anything new from the window. This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo. Alright. And we have a visual calculus, a medium challenge. What happened here? 83% chance with a +1 from I heard what happened, because I did. Yeah, Disco Elysium is an RPG with gigantic conversation trees wherein you investigate a murder mystery and several other things. Very strange things. Yeah, my PC is definitely not a potato, but it is a few years old now, so the newer games are not always the smoothest. Alright, we're gonna try this challenge. Let's go. Come on, visual calculus, you can do it. Oh, failure. A vague sense of disappointment fills you. The glass shimmers as if taunting you with its secrets. No, not quite old enough to count as a lemon. Perhaps a senior citizen. Or having its midlife crisis. My computer might be having its midlife crisis. Tell me again, Kim. What are we looking for here? Ballistics? This is bullshit. Bullshit window. Or say nothing. Say nothing. The window stands mute in the frame. The wind picks up outside. Okay, I definitely want to know this, so if I have a point, I'm going to put it in visual calculus. I think I might still have one skill point left. Where is my visual calculus? Where? Really? Oh, there it is. Alright. Yeah, that's only 5, so... Reconstruct crime scenes, make laws of physics work for the law. Yes, I am looking at upgrading my computer probably within the next year or two. The first trick, of course, is acquiring a video card, and then I'll build the rest of the computer around that. But at the moment, I'm holding off. I can still play the games that I want to play, and I'm keeping an eye on a game or two that's coming down the pipe that I may not be able to play. And I'm holding off on doing anything about upgrading until then, just to, well, I want to keep this computer running as long as possible, basically. New computer stuff is very expensive. Alright, let's level up visual calculus. Video cards are incredibly overpriced at the moment. They never go on sale, and there's a shortage, so they're all on back order. Okay. Accept the changes. Try it again. Okay. Oh, this problem predates COVID. I I blame cryptocurrency entirely for the shortage of video cards because they've been short for years because of the cryptocurrency mining. It's also why if you go to any computer store online and look at video cards, all of them will say only one purchase per customer. Okay, visual calculus. We've brought this up to... Still stuck a bit... Cryptocurrency mining? Huge problem. Massive problem. And it's gotten into the art world too. If you really want to get depressed, you should look up NFTs. Alright, let's try this at 92%. Here goes! Success! The golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed. Conceptualization success, a two-hearted spider. What position are they in? Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It is the night of March 4th, and a shot has just been fired. I got XP for that. Yeah. NFTs is a absolutely ridiculous thing that has gotten going in the art world with the tech bros and all, and it's really stupid and really awful, and I don't recommend looking it up unless you want to despair of humanity a bit more than you already do. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth, a ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain. Where does it come from? New quest! New quest! From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back. Inspect the ghostly figures. Have a look at point A, the roof, or blink to leave. No, I'm not going to do that. Inspect the ghostly figures. The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization. Alright, point A, the roof. The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is a composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points. Shouldn't there be gun residue outside? So I'm 80% sure the roof is where the shot was made from? Shouldn't there be gun residue? There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. This was more than a week ago. Remember? Remember? So I'm 80% sure the roof is where the shot was made from? I'm glad too. It's nice to have someone to talk to. My disco streams tend to be quite quiet, except for me chattering. Let's see, 72%. With an antique weapon that fires military-grade ammunition, a Belle Margrave rifle, for example. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. That would explain why it only took them one shot. Oh, I'm imminent to a breakthrough. I'm having a thought. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium, a well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside in the darkness, too busy with their own bodies. Could the shot have come from inside the room, A closer point? Are there any arguments against A prime, the roof? Could there have been another point of origin further away? Mia, he will probably tell you so himself, but I believe that English is not actually Mr. RPG's first language, so... Okay, could the shot have come from inside the room? Alright, visual calculus. Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, detective. Alright. Are there any arguments against A prime, the roof? None that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. Could there have been another point of origin further away? That's a 28% yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez? Oh, dear Lord, no. Oh, okay, do it, do it. According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime. More precisely? B for boardwalk, B for Land's End, and B for the islet, detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on. Okay, You're very understandable, Mr. RPG. Alright, let's look at the boardwalk. 700 meters away, the likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account. Also, it's very impressive that you taught yourself English. It is not an easy language. Alright, point B, Land's End, which is even further away, I think. 1.2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions, let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it, possibly from a tent? No, too far-fetched. Okay, so we discard Land's End. You know, the reason doesn't matter, the result does. And in that case, it was probably easier to learn English than it was to learn Japanese, I suppose. Alright, let's look at the islet. 1 kilometer away, a point beyond the docks on an islet in the bay. The fort is ruined, but the perpetrator may have found a stable spot on the beaches surrounding it, where the concrete crumbles into the sea, as you saw in the coin-operated viewer. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window between Rue la Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable. Kim, do you think the shot could have come from further than the roof? From where, precisely? Let's say B prime, the boardwalk, B double prime, Land's End, B triple prime, the islet. Ah. That's a logical sequence of events, I would say. All right. Yes, it's a very different language. As much as it has borrowed from so many other languages in other places, English still is pretty much a European-based language. So learning a European-based language when you already speak a European-based language is a little bit easier than learning something from somewhere else entirely. That's speaking very broadly, though. All right. Kim, I see you've given this a lot of thought, he remarks, raising an eyebrow. Are those the locations you've singled out, in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance? It's okay. Much less than from the roof, but still. Or I'm just being thorough. Much less than from the roof, but still. Okay, well, we should see if there's gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go down the coast. Rule those spots out, one by one. And I was planning on going down the coast, so that works out perfectly. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. If it's the hidden path through the whirling, a simple hypothesis. I agree. I find many languages very difficult for me to learn personally. English is taking up such a large portion of my head that it's very difficult to pack other grammar in there. So anyone who is multilingual, I have a great deal of respect for them because it is such an incredibly hard thing for me. I do my best with the pronunciations, particularly in this game, but I can't claim to even be halfway fluent in any other language besides English, although I can sort of get by if listening to French or to German, but I can't actually speak them, and I can read them a bit, but once again, I'm not fluent at all. Oh, well, that's... I'm supposed to be. Our education system is aimed towards making us at least reasonably fluent in French as well as English. But for me, unfortunately, it just didn't stick. I managed to pass my classes in school. I did reasonably well in them, but as soon as I wasn't actually using the French for class, it just all flew away out of my head. I still got some of the pronunciations, and if somebody from Quebec or France speaks slowly and in small words to me, I can understand them, but that's about as far as I can take it. I do read it a little better than I listen to it, but it's still, I would not claim fluency at all. I wish I could. Alright, we've covered everything. Let's leave the mind space. And we've got...
The Jamrock shuffled.
Ah, we completed a thought.
In a way, yes, you are treasure hunting. Most officers from Precinct 41 do what is called the Jamrock Shuffle, cracking open containers. Most of them are from Jamrock or Coal City, the poorest parts of Revachol, that also overlap with the network of royal catacombs called Le Royaume, just beneath the streets. As children, you would all go underground, hoping to find treasure, and come back with a rat's tail or a used needle. That playful curiosity must still be in you. Who knows, maybe one day the Orbe de Montagne, the Holy Scepter, and the Cocaine Skull will all be yours.
Find better loot in locked containers. Okay, I'll take it. Alright, so that was the Jamrock Shuffle, but the Kingdom of Conscience is, it's still working on it. Yes, in my part of Canada, at least, the learning the French is part of our public school system. It is required. The children are not given a choice on whether or not to learn French. And I can't say that I was bad at it. It's just I just couldn't hang on to it once I wasn't using it anymore. Okay, so we have new quests of make Titus give up Ruby's location. Ruby was the organizer of the hanging. She's also missing, but the Hardy Boys would be tight-lipped about her location. You need to get them to open up. Have you fully explored the whirling? Analyzed the site of the murder? Truly and thoroughly interrogated Clashy? All these might make convincing them easier. And we have determine where the shot came from. Where could the shot that killed the hanged man have come from, if not from the roof? This will take some checking out of locations. Check Land's End for bullet traces, check Boardwalk for bullet traces, and check Island for bullet traces. Yes, when it comes down to it, I don't actually have a need for French in my day-to-day life. All of our labels around here are in both French and English, so that is part of why I can read French better than I can listen to it. But it's also in English. I just didn't use French after high school, and I lost it. The German I come about a little sideways. My mother-in-law sometimes forgets that she is not speaking to someone who also came from Germany. Or she has conversations with the other relatives that, well, they all speak German. But also the reading German, because I have such a large store of English words in me, I can actually see a bit of the roots of English in German, and so I can read German a little bit by seeing kind of the English roots in it. Ah, yes, that's right. I believe it's Belgium and Switzerland are the ones that are the trilingual countries, and everybody else is generally bilingual, if I remember correctly, if I know correctly. I can probably put the flashlight away now, you know? Let's put the flashlight away. This is starting to feel silly. Let's put that back in tools where it belongs. Alright, I don't believe that there is anything else that we need here. So, joy of joys, we get another loading screen. Well, I'm not 100% sure on the various languages spoken in various countries, but I do know that Switzerland has three languages. They have the Swiss German, they have French, and they have English there. I mainly know about the Switzerland one because as I was growing up, there was a family friend that my parents met while they were in university who was originally from Switzerland. So I know a bit more about Switzerland than I do about other European countries besides England and such, simply because of him. And I mean, I know a bit about Scotland as well because of another family friend. I'm willing to bet that these two are still not going to tell me why they're here, so I'm just going to leave. And there's the Hardy Boys, and I don't think I'm going to confront them right now. I think what I want to do right now is head down the coast. I've been meaning to do so for some time. And in-game, it is already 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But yes, I've actually been confined to a fairly small area in the game so far. Until the in-game Wednesday, I could not go down the coast because the way was blocked. An advertising sign had been knocked into the canal and the bridge could not be lowered while it was there, so I had to wait for that to be cleared. But in-game, it is Wednesday, and it was supposed to be cleared by then, so I should be able to go down the coast now. You know, if the outdoors will load up again. Going to the outside of buildings, to the general map, always takes the longest because it's all one piece within the game. It's seamless out there, so it takes a long time to load because there's a lot of stuff out there. A lot of other NPCs too. But as it goes, there's only one NPC outside that I would reasonably be specifically wanting to talk to right now, and I'm actually putting that one off until I know a little bit more about the death. The man who was killed was a mercenary who was brought in because in this particular area, the local dock workers union has gone on strike. The company that runs the port brought in the mercenaries as what they say was additional security for their negotiator for the trying to end the strike. But the mercenaries, when they arrived, immediately started throwing their weight around and were perceived as being more strike breakers than security. The gentleman who was killed, it turns out, was the captain of this trio. And the other two are still around, but they're in disguise. But I know which one of them is. I know where one of them is and what his disguise is. And I could talk to him about the death of his captain. But I really want to know a bit more about the murder first. So, one thing, I'm just going to check my quests here. There's possibly something that I wanted to check on the radio about. Let's see. Karaoke, booze, find the badge, find the gun. Who put the clothes in the trash? Investigate. Yeah, close the water lock on Wednesday. That's the one that I'm going to do. Find the cryptozoologist, find the murder weapon, find gloves. Smoker on the bell. Oh, yes, him. Not entirely dissimilar. I believe that the mercenaries were brought in as an intimidation attempt. Let's see. Nope, there is nothing that I have to check in with on the radio, apparently. Oh, that's nice. Alright, to the canal. I'm going the long way around. Oops. Let's just... okay, that's the mailbox. I could go and pat the mailbox. You can do it whenever you pass, but I'm just gonna... Hello, gentlemen. I'm just gonna walk right through your bocce ball. Don't mind me. Interesting. I wonder what triggered an autosave there. Oh goodness, there are people here? Alright. Hello, people I actually apparently can't talk to. Yes, good day to you too. Why can't I talk to you? Okay. Waterlock control panel. A rusting control panel with loose wires dangling out from the hole where an indicator light used to be, and a mechanical lever sitting in the middle. Pull the lever. Ooh, wow. You grab the handle and pull the lever up. As soon as the metal connects against the contact pins, you hear a loud clunk. Then... the water lock starts moving. Oh, look at it go. That is beautiful. Kim, all right. The lieutenant looks across the canal. We can go to the coast now. Expect rugged terrain and drunks. And if you wanted to forge that document for Everard, now you can. Yeah, the document that Kim has just mentioned there, the head of the Union has been asking us to do him various favors in order to get little bits of information about the murder that he chooses to dole out to us. His latest request is for us to get 2 signatures on a form and then mail it to his lawyers so that he can start construction across the canal here. Kim and I talked about it, though, and we decided that we're not really interested in actually helping this man, so our intention is to forge the signatures and mail off the form, because by the time that the forgery is noticed, well, we'll be long gone. And yes, the Union boss is a very special kind of slime. But he's not the only one who's been asking favors of us in order to give us information on this murder investigation. It's really not been fun. Okay, what have we here? The radio relay hums with electricity. Okay. Oh, wait. There's something on the ground here. Oh, yes. Fine. I'll take that. Yep. I mean, the character that I'm playing is kind of a human trash fire, as it is. But, at least he's not strong-arming favors while stalling a murder investigation. I mean, amnesia is amnesia, but I'm at least trying not to be a complete asshole. Oh yes, I'll take that. That's such a nice way to put it. I'll take that. Okay, what have we here? Traffic beyond the gate. More abandoned motor lorries. Okay. The sign says no entry. Someone scribbled an inverted star on it. Oh goody, the communists have been here. And what's this? Locked. I know what to do with locked things. You use a pry bar on them. Glasses. Jamrock Biker Cop Sunnies? Sure, I'll take those. What do we got here? Let's put that back. Jamrock Biker Cop Sunnies. For taking your Harwell Rio's Supersonic out for a ride on the streets of Jamrock where your heart is buried. +1 empathy, feel the streets. -1 logic, leave a reason behind. I might have an empathy check somewhere, but I don't think these are something that I want to be running around with in general. My logic has actually been somewhat helpful to me. But I think I might actually have an empathy check on Kuno that I hadn't cleared. Yeah, that seems to be the case. The history of this place is very confusing. It's very alternate history, and it's also a little difficult to pin down when this is in relation to us. It's kind of in an alternate version of our past, but one where disco never really died, but which the entire world got involved in a communist revolution at some point. Which I haven't gotten enough information to understand why or how that happened, but apparently there was a communist revolution to overthrow monarchy, except that was only here. I'm not sure what happened in other places. It's all very confusing to me. I may not know enough history to be able to pin this one down. The lore is very dense. The lore is up to my neck and it's rising. But yes, I'm actually going to just double check here. The map keeps track of the checks that I have failed. I have an empathy check on Tommy Lahome, who is over on the other side of the canal. Let's see. I have an empathy check on Kuno, Joy. I really don't want to have to talk to that child again, but... any other empathy checks? Nope, just those two. Just those two. Okay. You would probably adore this game then. Actually, let me just If you're interested in my playthrough specifically, you can find all of the episodes of it on my YouTube channel, including the ones that aren't on Twitch anymore. That updates every Friday. If you're interested in Disco Elysium in general, it's available through Steam, and it's on at least one console, but I'm afraid that off the top of my head I've forgotten which console it's on. It's a lovely game. It's got a lot of replayability value to it, because where you spend your points and what order you do things in will completely change what happens. Ah, PlayStation. Okay. Alright, so I guess where are these tire tracks going? This may not be straightforward, but I'm very curious about what's going on with these tire tracks. So I'm just going to follow them. This is very concerning. Oh boy. A creaking ahead, a broken axle grinding. My bot actually has its default name. My bot is from Moobot. I do not know why it's named Moobot. I'm sure it must be somewhere on the site, but I'm afraid I haven't looked it up. Oh, this, Well, this would explain why they tire... Ah, okay. Okay, what's this? This is a banged up fuel canister. Oh dear. Oh, bad things have happened here. Why can I not kneel and press my hand to the ground to say that? Okay, banged up fuel canister. A dented stainless steel canister for transporting and storing heavy fuel oil. A logo on its side has been partially stripped over years of use. The government-issued red-dyed fuel oil inside looks like paint, though it smells much, much worse. Okay, what's this here? A bottle, drained of all its booze, is frozen to the ice. Uh-oh. Logic. This is it. The scene of the party. The fire pit, cigarettes, and empty bottles all evidence it. Hold up, don't you mean scene of the crime? Yeah, sure does look like a lot of folks partied here, or dismissed the thought. Don't you mean scene of the crime? Not as such. I'm talking about what came after, the party scene. Sure does look like a lot of folks partied here. Looks like they were here a while, judging from all the bottles. The sunken motor carriage provided them a focal point, like a goose ice sculpture or a chocolate fountain. Logic, what the hey? Hey Kim, looks like we've had a couple of partygoers here, or guess I'll be on my way. Hey Kim! Looks like it. Looks like they had a great time laughing here. This was some kind of theater to them, a circus production by a great clown. Or was this party against the law? On the ice like this, it was probably a public danger. Some kind of theater to them. Hey, let's keep moving, Detective. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses. Okay. Alright. Time to converse with the car, which is why I left it for last, because I saw that it had the conversation icon. Sunken motor carriage. A banged-up motor carriage lies half submerged in the icy water, slowly sinking into the Insulindan Ocean. Only the cabin top, rear wheels, and the engine remain visible. It is a weird place for a party, but I think that the dialogue was indicating that they were observing the car while drinking and smoking. So I think that what happened here was pretty dramatic, considering the tire tracks I followed to get here, which started on the other side of the river because the advertising sign that had been blocking the canal had tire tracks on it. So whoever was driving this car drove it across the canal on an advertising sign that crumpled partway through the process, and then did this whole tire track thing that ends up in this submerged in water thing here. So it was probably pretty spectacular when it happened. Visual calculus success. Remember the tire tracks in Martinez? This is where they were leading. This is where the tracks on the plaza... Oh, the what? All the way. All the way from the plaza. Oh boy. So this car is probably the one responsible for the hole in the fence, too. Kim, it appears to be so. The lieutenant has a peculiar look in his eyes as he inspects the wreckage. Let's investigate, or we don't have time for traffic hooliganism right now. No, this is associated. Investigate. New task, find the traffic hooligan. I agree, the lieutenant replies. His eyes never leave the sunken vehicle. We should definitely investigate. Inland Empire success. You get a sudden sinking feeling. Stomach acid comes up as you look at the motor carriage in the deep, dark, cold water. Run your hand over the cold metal. What is the make of this, MC? Can I see a logo? How long has it been here? Well, looks like Jacob Ears journey came to an abrupt end here. What should we do? Who the heck is Jacob? Skip. Let's not bother with that one for the moment. What is the make of this car? The logo is too deep in the murky water. You can't make it out, but you do see a monkfish float by. Run your hand over the metal? The motor carriage is properly stuck in the ice. Getting it out would require a team of specialists. Interfacing success. A single day in the salty seawater would ruin most vehicles, but this one looks worn even in places the salt water hasn't touched it. How long has it been here? The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet. He leans forward to peek into the cold water. My guess is it's been here since last Saturday or Sunday. But would it have been as arty? Visual calculus success. The estimate is correct. The incident probably occurred on Sunday evening. I have no idea who Jacob is. What should we do? Let's wait for the low tide and see what's inside. Logic success. Great idea. Then we can get the things inside. The Joyrider must have left something good inside. Guns? Papers? Maybe a cool jacket? A Joyrider jacket? How long will it take the low tide to come in? I don't know. An hour or two, tops. So, since in-game it is 1:15, then we should wait until 2 or 3 in-game? Sure, let's sit on the swing and wait. We really are sitting on the swings. That is great. I love it. As you sit down on the old rusty playground, the world around you becomes very silent. Perception hearing success. The hinges creak under your weight, dangerously so. Uh-oh. Nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like distant laughter. Ice cracks around the blue motor carriage in the sea. Hold on, it looks very blue, point to the sunken vehicle, or a medium drama challenge for whistle a tune, or wait in silence. Well, this one's a 92% chance. Let's risk it. Let's whistle. That one succeeded. The tune on your lips forms a strange yet undeniably beautiful contrast with the surrounding bleakness. I healed morale and got XP for that. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance, then, still looking straight ahead, he joins you with a higher pitched and slightly more melodic trill. Conceptualization success. 2 birds on a wire, whistling by the seaside, looking at the water, and a sunken car. Shivers success. The wind blows. In the distance, behind the church, some vagrants are having an argument over a bag of tare they found in the reeds. Further away, a flock of seagulls lands. The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. 30 minutes have passed. And more of the car is definitely exposed now. Alright, continue. Rhetoric success. Looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion. So was your dad also, point to your eyes, the tide sure is taking its sweet time. Would you rather sit on an anthill for an hour or stand in a river of leeches? Well, I'm not going to bring up Kim's vision because I'm just not. Would you rather sit on an anthill or stand in a river of leeches? I want to know. Well, the lieutenant rubs his chin. Historically, leeches have been used to prevent and even cure many ailments. Rhetoric success. Okay, he's thinking, I can do this. Let's do this. Who'd want to sit on an anthill? There are no therapeutic benefits to conceptualization success. Well, napalm ants, for example, are used in some rites of passage rituals. Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass. If you have to side with either the strikers or the shipping company, who would you choose? Do you think I will ever find my gun? Or, man, this is taking a long time. The only good news in all of this is that despite the fact that my police gun is missing, there is absolutely no way that it could have been used to commit the murder. If you have to side with either, Kim, who would you choose? Luckily, I am already a member of an independent organization, and therefore do not have to choose between a rock and a hard place. But if someone puts a gun to your head, I guess that's just your way of saying you'd side with the company? I understand you're saying you're siding with the union. If someone put a gun to your head? Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass. He refused to answer me. He just sat there and stared at me and waited for me to squirm. Okay, can you make out the mark now? Or squint your eyes and say, is that a number on the side? Can you make out the mark now? Detective, I've been able to make out the mark ever since we arrived. I find it odd that you haven't. It's a Capri, model 40. His eyes turn to you. Uh-oh. Oh, I have a sinking feeling. Our detective partner drives a Capri. Interfacing success. Yes, why haven't you? It's a simple and rugged machine, favored by working men, government offices, he pauses to think, firefighters, animal control people, you know, those kinds of people. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. I have a terrible feeling about what. Squint your eyes and say, is that a number? Yes, 41. What do you think it stands for? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. My amnesiac character, who can't even remember his own name, knows for a fact that he is from Precinct 41. Rhetoric success. It's as if he knows what it stands for, but wants you to say it. It's pedagogical. Oh no. Logic success. Does he know something about the driver of this vehicle? Oh. My character has problems. My character has a myriad of problems that I have not even begun to plumb the depths of. But I do know that he spent at least 2 days at the hostel on a complete bender while waiting for Kim to show up. "41 is his rank in the underground street racing hierarchy. Rub your skin. Small fish, this one. This must be Tommy 41, the morning host of FM 41. Looks like the factory made a mistake and accidentally called this one Capri 41. Scoff. Stupid factory. I hate guessing. District something? A precinct? Something municipal? Rub your temples. You're getting a horrible headache. Oh, God, no." And simply because that has been my own reaction this entire time. Oh, God, no. I'm sorry, Harry. I'm so sorry. Why does he know my name? Oh. Inland Empire success. 41. Precinct 41. A massive pit opens up in your stomach and the most terrible feeling comes over you. Half-light success. Oh God, Harry. Oh God, Harry, what did you do? Why do I know my name? I've been rejecting finding that out. Volition success. No, just nope. Say no to this, Harry. No, no, or oh my God, it's mine. I drove my car into the sea. Yeah, oh my God. There goes that morale point I got back. I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you drove your police motor carriage into the sea after you jumped across the canal. Maybe I was in pursuit of someone? How do we get it out? I can still fix it. They're not going to take me back after this, are they? The badge, the gun, and now this. Things were going so well. We were just whistling merrily. Well, at least I can see what's in there now. Please let me claw back from this. Maybe I was in pursuit? Of whom? The lieutenant looked skeptical. I don't think so. If anything, you were probably drunk. How do we get it out? I can still fix it. They're not gonna... How do we get it out? Detective, he says almost gently, we don't. A rescue operation really isn't viable at this point. So it's just gonna be there like that? I'm afraid it will have to be there like that for many years. He looks around. Look at it. Parts of it might be salvageable, but overall this machine is a write-off. Oh dear. The badge, the gun, and now this. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and doesn't say anything. Things were going so well, we were just whistling. You can still whistle, the lieutenant says with a smile. Besides, the night is always darkest before the dawn. Well, let's go look and see what's inside. Oh, look at that! I completed a quest! Find the traffic hooligan. 10 XP for me. Good observation skills. Kim, yes, let's go take a look. Oh, I completed a thought. Yes, let's cheer for what a trash fire my character is.
Kingdom of Conscience. The Kingdom of Conscience will be exactly as it is now. Moralists don't really have beliefs. Sometimes they stumble on one, like on a child's toy left on the carpet. The toy must be put away immediately, and the child reprimanded. Centrism isn't change, not even incremental change. It is control over yourself and the world. Exercise it. Look up at the sky, at the dark shapes of the coalition airships hanging there. Ask yourself, is there something sinister in moralism? And then answer, no. God is in his heaven. Everything is normal on earth.
Alright. Moralist dialogue options now heal +1 morale. Nice. Learning cap for volition has been raised, and learning cap for logic has also been raised. Since I use both of those fairly regularly, that is a good thing. So, excellent. We have so many thoughts. So, this is good. I'm going to continue a bit later than usual because I want to do more investigation with this car. So, let's save. We're going to leave that yellow dot for the moment. It will come back. And if I remember correctly, when I first started talking to the car, yep, there we go. That's a thought right around that spot. The ice just off the coast crackles, shifting. This car is going to go out to sea sooner or later. Yes, he spent several days drunk here, so it's not entirely surprising. Hey, it's my badge! And a commander's jacket? Commander's jacket! Okay, clothes. RCM Commander's Jacket. +1 Esprit de Corps, United in Black, and +1 Visual Calculus for Sharp Eye. A black uniform jacket with the RCM's signature white rectangle on its right sleeve and back side. Letters inside the old collar read LTN-2JFR. The jacket is of exceptional quality other than some minor wear and tear. That's tempting. I do like having the shivers. They're very artistic in the way that they speak and the things that they bring my attention to. But it is possible that visual calculus will be more useful to me in my investigation. I might put that on. But first, our badge. RCM badge LTN-2JFR Dubois. Thick blue piece of acrylic covering a thin leaf of paper with the officer's name and rank on it. Next to the writing, you see a man stare back at you. A younger version of you, already disintegrating inside, but still presentable on the outside. Hello, Ask! I have been having fun, and the stream has been going reasonably well. My character is having the worst day ever all of a sudden, but a lot of progress has been made. I found my police badge. It's been missing for days. Possibly since the weekend. Okay, so, interact. Badge. A police badge on which you see the photo of a man, you. Some seaweed is stuck to the back. I found my badge, Kim! Quest complete! New skill point. I leveled up from finding my badge. Excellent. At least something good came out of all this. The lieutenant glances at the badge in your hands. Study the badge or leave. Okay, I'm here. I will study it. Encased between two durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information, and a watermark in the shape of the street grid of Rivercall West. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number, the date of issue, and, in the lower right corner, your precinct. Harrier Dubois? Look at the photo. Name, Harrier Dubois. Rank, serial, I'm not going to read all of that, sorry folks. Date of issue, 7th of November, 50. Precinct 41, or put the badge away. Alright, look at the photo. The man keeps winking at you with his green-gray eyes. The photo is old, no doubt about it. Logic success, but the badge is new. You used an old photo for a new badge. How old? 8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good looking. He's got a nice haircut and is distinctly lacking in massive sideburns. And he's winking? Why? Why do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression, although it looks less grotesque on him than it does on you now. Yes, if you see my character portrait down in the lower corner here, apparently my face is stuck that way. Unfortunate. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark. Harrier Dubois? Harrier? Harrier, that's long for Harry. So you are Harry, he thinks. Everard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't. Wait, what kind of name is Harrier? But I don't want to be Harrier Dubois. Don't accept it. Or Harrier Dubois it is, then. What kind of name is Harrier? It's a wartime name, revolutionary, the kind mothers give their sons during troubled times, like Undying or Boxer or Ironhide. Conceptualization success, a name like armor. I will take it. Harrier Dubois it is, then. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harrier Dubois. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. See lines of information. Rank? Lieutenant Double Yefritor? I don't know how to pronounce that word. Yeet. Lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It is the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant. And Double Yeet? The title of Yeet is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain, the lieutenant explains. You have declined twice, thus you're double. Declined? There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's decomptage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors, out of respect. And sometimes, he continues, they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank. In your case, lieutenant. What is decomptage? I thought my rank was drunk. Turn back to the document. What's decomptage? It's the hierarchical system employed by the Rivkal Citizens Militia. It means counting down to twos. Encyclopedia success? The countdown is modeled after the dual leadership system employed by the left during the Revolution, which in turn was developed by last-century experimental psychologists in the University of Kronstein. I did not say that right. I'm not trying again. The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers, then sergeants, lieutenants, and then a captain. That's basically it, except for a few kinks. Kinks? There are handcuffs involved. Kinks like satellite officers and the additional Yefita rank that I already explained. I'm going to continue calling that Yeet because I just... Authority success. The long and short of it is, you're his superior. Wait, satellite officers? So you've been putting up with all my bullshit because I'm your superior? So you've been putting up with me because we're the same rank? Thanks for explaining all this. Don't mention it. I'm not going to mention it. I'm just going to leave it be. I'm going to let it slide. Okay, turn back to the document because I never thought my rank was drunk. Sorry. Okay. Serial number? That's just the serial number. Revocol Jamrock Precinct 41 with some numbers thrown in there for good measure. Because you need numbers in a serial number. The numbers are not there for good measure. They have an administrative purpose, one that's unfortunately been erased from your memory. Good. Date of issue. 4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant Double. Yeet. A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been doing well then. 4 months ago, everything was fine. I think my marriage may have fallen apart more recently than I had assumed. There is implied to be an ex-wife around, somewhere that is emphatically not here, and possibly for many reasons. And it's possible that my character may have gone rapidly downhill after that happened. Alright, Precinct 41, as if we didn't know. Yes, it's the designation of your precinct, 41. Like mine says 57. The 57th is mostly industrial harbor. A lot of asphalt. The 41st is... He stops. What? It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is. But then again, a faint smile, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station, too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdeeva. I think I got that right? I'm going to assume I did. Encyclopedia success. Roberts, Feuerbach, Dimitri, suddenly names for your decomptage flash in your forebrain. Oh no, I'm getting my memories back. Reaction speed success. He knew all those people, although they're not from his station. They must be big. Alright. That is everything, so let's put the badge away. Well, that was very educational. I think the lore is up to my nose now. Okay, so I've completed so many quests. Look, the list, you barely have to scroll it anymore. Okay, so I finished finding my badge. I still don't know where my gun is. But I've found my badge. Something terrible happened here. Okay. Well, yes, there's several feet over my head. The lore can only get deeper. It will not get more shallow. I am reasonably certain as to my ability to breathe through the lore, but we'll find out. Okay, I'm going to head over to this yellow dot. Footprints in the snow. They lead away from the accident. Yeah, that probably was me. They go over here. Oh, what have we here? There's a boat tucked away underneath the tarpaulin cover. This is a whole lot of empty. I'm just going to go back... Oh, wait. Seems the walker was either very confused or drunk out of his mind. Probably both. Oh dear. I am a poor, sad wreck of a human being, apparently. But I'll certainly take this coin. Part of my being a wreckage of a human being means that I have to prepay my hotel room every day. I don't have a lot of throw-around funds as a result. Okay, yes, there is... Okay. Ahead, decades-old concrete defenses. Children play on them now. A breaker box to power the radio pylon above you. Maybe there's something inside? Maybe. Ooh, change! It'll do me good. And I'm aware that I have a point, but I have been avoiding spending my points until I know what I need them for lately. So, okay, I'm going to go back over this way. Oh, we have another thought. Visual calculus. Great news. The boat is big enough for a grown man like you to fit underneath it in a supine position. Wait, what would I be doing under there? Great news, I found somewhere new to sleep, or discard the thought. What would I be doing under there? Please don't say sleep. I don't know. Sleeping? What do people do under boats? This is merely a measurement from your visual cortex. Do with it what you want. I'm not going to sleep under a boat. I'm discarding this thought. Oh yeah, there's definitely stuff to do there. And is there more in this direction? Yes, there is. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is stand right here where I can see that door. Actually, no. Let's go up to there. We'll go up here. And we will save off right on this spot, right here. And I will avoid touching anything or looting anything for the time being. And from here, I have something new to investigate next week, but from here I'm going to be calling it a night. I've already run a bit over my usual schedule just because I wanted to finish up with the car. And great things, I found my police badge, I found my car, unfortunately. I appear to have driven it through the fence that was... There's a fence between the hostel that I was staying in and the crime scene where the body was hung from a tree, and I appear to have driven my car through that fence, across the plaza, over a butter advertising sign, through the mud, and into the bay, for reasons as yet unknown. Yay, I'm so smart. Yes, we are both members of the Cove, Mr. RPG, I believe. At least that's where I found you, so... In any case, I will be returning again on Wednesday evening as close to 7 p.m. as people can be gotten together, where my writer friends and I will be playing Among Us with each other, and then I will be back again on Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be continuing my campaign in Darkest Dungeon. I got incredibly lucky last Thursday and nobody died. We'll see what happens this upcoming Thursday. Oh, you're welcome, Mia and Ask. It was great having you here, and Mr. RPG. It was awesome to see so many people. What was I about to say? Yes, Disco Elysium will be returning next Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, where I will be continuing my investigation. I'm going to try to find those 3 locations that I extrapolated in order to cross them off the list so that I can go straight to figuring out how to get myself onto the roof of the building across from the whirling. So many things to do. Oh, so many. The list only grows longer. So I hope that everyone had a great night. I definitely did. Oh, thank you very much, Mr. RPG. I appreciate the compliment. Thank you. And I hope you have a great night, or in the case of our European folk, great morning. And good night.